Welcome back to Revival Tournaments. It's Zetz on the mic again for the second time on this channel, and I want to thank everybody so much for the kind words on the last video I was on. I'm very happy to be back, and I want to remind you guys, if you're ever itching for more ADV Revival 2 content, I've been covering a ton of additional sets on my channel, and I've even begun streaming once per round to catch some of these matches as they happen live. But today, we're in for an exciting round 3 match between Darth Tyros and Kazubicho's Pablo. Many of you are probably already aware of Tyros. I think the first time I had ever seen Tyros was during a Jimothy stream where they matched up on ladder, and Jimothy alleged that Tyros often speaks, and I quote, like a Sith Lord in the chat. Tyros is also the 17th seed in Swiss and is the author of a pretty cool rain sample team that I found in the Discord server that I've been using. As far as Kazubicho's Pablo goes, all I know is that, according to Google, Kazubichos means bug catcher in Spanish, and that both of these gamers are 2-0, looking to stay undefeated. So let's dive in. Pablo with the aggressive Machamp, and Tyranitar is exactly the lead matchup it wants. It's going to bulk up as Skarmory comes in, and this Skarmory is going to be forced to take quite a hefty hit, I would imagine. Skarmory's going to protect and just kind of scout out the vibe, and that's revenge. I wonder if Pablo was wondering if the Skarmory is ever going to be clicking Drill Peck, but getting a critical hit revenge, that's dealing quite a chunk to Skarm, already all the way down to 32% and still hasn't even gotten a single spike. Tyros will elect to spike up here in the face of Snorlax cursing, and Skarm is looking destined to take yet another big chunk. It will take a large return, roaring the Snorlax out, and look at this, folks. We've got a third physical Mon. We've got a Breloom here, and it's going to simply click Sky Uppercut. Tyros gets one spike and is able to get an arrow in, but that Skarmory is out of here, and that's exactly what Pablo's team wants to do, is just beat down the Skarmory. Choice Band Hidden Power looks like Meta's going to come in safely on that, and it is simply blowing up. The Zapdos is out of here. Wow. This is a very aggressive team from Pablo. He's bringing in a Claydol, hoping to rapid spin the spike away, but Tyros expertly pivoting in the Gengar. Unfortunately, missing that Will-O-Wisp. That would have been nice to pressure this Claydol. He lands the second one, but he's going to lose the Gengar after Sand. Second Psychic simply gets there. And Tyros finally is going to bring in his lead T-Tar, going to Dragon Dance up. Rapid Spin is happening. But what is this T-Tar going to do? Does it have Hidden Power Bug? Just simply Dragon Dancing a second time? And yeah, with this Claydol having been burned, these Earthquakes aren't doing much. I mean, T-Tar could even consider a third Dragon Dance here. Won't go for it. Happy to take down the Claydol with an HP Bug in that spot. The Machamp is back. What does Tyros have for the Machamp? A simple Earthquake, which doesn't get there, and Revenge absolutely destroys a boosted Tyranitar. Arrow's coming in, and it should easily outspeed and destroy the Machamp. So what is the response for Pablo? The Arrow is completely healthy, locked into HP Flying. He reveals and brings in his own Tyranitar, electing to Dragon Dance up in the face of Tyros' last, a shiny Swampert. He's going to have to pivot out for the time being into the Breloom, which can stomach the Surf, and now Pablo can outspeed and simply click Spore, and yeah, Tyros will have no choice but to take the Spore here. And interesting endgame here, DD-Tar, Breloom, and a healthy Snorlax on Pablo's side. Looks like Swampert's going to stay in. Tyros not wanting to pivot the arrow in on a Focus Punch. And Tyros might just have to sack the Swampert. Oh, but what a timely wake up. It gets a little bit more Surf Chip, but Breloom will simply just Spore again, I imagine, folks. I don't know just how meaningful that will have been. Protect Chip Healing is actually pretty helpful. The Focus Punch did 59%, and Swampert is going to Chip Heal out of that range. So Pablo is going to get a nearly guaranteed Focus Punch and then have to find another way to take down. Wait a minute. Just as I say that, it wakes up perfectly again. Timely wake-ups for Tyros, and he's able to actually hold on to the Swampert for a little while longer. And despite an expert early game and a seemingly awesome lead for Pablo early in this one, Tyros has really brought it back and crits through the defense buff of Curse on Snorlax. That's massive. That did much, much more damage than Pablo was probably anticipating. The arrow is locked in a Rock Slide. It only does 47%. Pablo's going to DD up. But the T-Tar is still getting outsped. You're going to need a second Dragon Dance. And now the DD-Tar from Pablo's side will finally outspeed. Didn't need the crit. Takes the Rock Slide. Swampert's at 72. With 2 attack boosts, does Rock Slide... I guess Earthquake wouldn't get there. Needs the flinch. Gets the flinch. Does Earthquake do 55%? Double Edge takes the trade. Pablo trades it down, and we're gonna go into another game one. Wow. Ties in ADV, not something you see every day. My goodness gracious, folks. But honestly, in retrospect, that makes a ton of sense. We don't know the last move for this T-Tar. It could have been Earthquake, but I'm guessing Pablo either knew or calced that Earthquake simply wouldn't have gotten there. And from that position, if a tie is the best thing you can do, it's better than taking a loss. And honestly, if you ask me, folks, I think that ties are kind of one of the most hype things that can happen because it guarantees additional gaming from both competitors. This time, rather than a Machamp lead, we're going with a bit more of a standard Salamence lead. It's getting scared out by a T-Tar. Oh, a nice click from Tyros. It's a mixed T-Tar clicking Ice Beam, and that's a great Mon to get pivoted in if you're Tyros. And we're into turn 3 here, and we've got 3 Mons revealed on Pablo's side. The T-Tar clicking Rock Slide meta coming in. And that is going to afford Pablo an opportunity to get his own Scarm in. No 20% Meteor Mash attack raise happening this time. Yeah, and this time it's Pablo with the Scarm trying to get a little bit of Spikes pressure. And I'm going to fix the Spikes glitch here. We know that this is a mixed T-Tar from before, and Pablo's going to take a big Fire Blast just to roar it out. And we're revealing Tyros also has a Scarm for the second game this set. They're going to be trading Spikes here. Pablo getting a third set. Tyros' Scarm has shown to be faster, and it wins the Speed War, roaring out the opposing Scarm. The Claydol actually comes in. Fairly fortunate outcome for Pablo. He trades the Rapid Spin for a Toxic. So this Claydol is now on a timer. That's going to be meaningful, just about as meaningful as a Magcargo coming in, folks. Darth Tyros in the chat cannot believe it. And T-Tar coming in with Lum on the Toxic. We've eliminated the Lumberry. And Salamence excellently coming in on the Brick Break, but it's going to have to leave in all likelihood. No, it's responding with its own Brick Break. It's eliminating the Tar entirely. Starmie coming in. Can threaten Ice Beam, can simply click Rapid Spin if it wants to get rid of these Spikes. And it will be Rapid Spinning. The final Mon from Pablo Celebi revealed. And in the fray. And Skarmory getting Leech Seeded, trying to apply a little bit of pressure. Of course, Tyros would love to reestablish a few more Spikes. There's a second set. The Claydol's coming in. It's already Toxic, so there's not much the Skarm can do. And we haven't seen a Spin Blocker from Tyros. No Ghostmon yet. There is one unrevealed. And what have we seen from... We've seen no moves yet from this Salamence. Like, I suppose it could be anything, but it's also special. It's or mixed. And Claydol just blows up. Claydol blows up on the Salamence. Skarm is in. No more spinner on Pablo's side. If and when Tyros gets any additional Spikes, they are here to stay. It's Fire Blast from Mence. 2 mixed Mence and a crucial burn. That means that this Skarmory is not long for this Earth. It's not going to be able to protect Chip Heal. It's going to die to the Brick Break. That's hugely meaningful. And Tyros gets 1 Spike for his troubles. Starmie's going to outspeed most... really all of Pablo's team. The Magcargo is... Oh, it comes in and it gets frozen. It was going to have to pivot away from a potential Surf or Hydro Pump anyway, folks, and it is completely out of here. Magcargo came in and Toxic to T-Tar, eliminated its Lumberry, and was sacrificed to Starmie. So what happens now? We are coming into an endgame. Tyros revealing a Registeel. Starmie still healthy on Tyros' side. Pablo could try to get a few more Spikes up. Starmie pivoting in immediately, and the full para for the Skarm is a bit unfortunate. I'm trying to look around at Pablo's team, and I'm trying to figure out how he's going to deal with this Starmie. Toxicking it it's nice to have, but we traded 51% of our paralyzed Skarmory to do so. And that Starmie can obviously just switch out with Natural Cure and cure the Toxic at some point. The entire set is revealed, so it doesn't have Recover. So that Toxic is a little bit more meaningful. All the damage on that Starmie is going to stick. And again, we're leeching the Registeel. We've seen Thunder Wave from it so far. Getting the Skarm back in once more. It's already been T-Waved, so pretty decent click there. And look at the Leech Seed. That's helping to heal up the Skarmory quite a bit. We're getting more Spikes up. And remember, last time Thunderbolt did about 50, 51 damage. This time clicking Ice Beam, maybe thinking that Pablo was going to switch to the Celebi. Didn't go that way this time. And Para went for a Protect Chip Heal. Didn't get it. Revealing that the last move is Protect. And finally, Pablo is convinced to switch to the Ice Beam weak Celebi. Tyros in a pretty strong position. Like I said before, I'm not seeing a lot of ways to deal with this Starmie. It's very fast. It's incredibly threatening to every single Pokemon remaining. It's frail. If you can live a hit and click a button against it, and Dragon Dance T-Tar, if you miss that Hydro Pump, Tyros, that is one way for Pablo to try to bring this back. But Hydro Pump lands this time, doesn't kill. Pablo goes for second Dragon Dance, and now he will finally outspeed the Starmie. We have seen no other moves but the Rock Slide, and that's a hidden power bug. Registeel, what can Registeel do to double DD T-Tar? Is Earthquake going to get there? It does. It can deal 63% to an incredibly physically bulky Mon in Registeel. Metagross is in, and I don't think it can survive the Earthquake. Yeah, that missed Hydro Pump from the Starmie, allowing Pablo to get 2 Dragon Dances on this T-Tar. That was the way. And Pablo expertly playing to his outs there. Very well done. Darth Tyros with some commentary of his own in the chat, which I will not repeat at this time. But I will take us into Game 3. It's a shiny Vaporeon lead from Darth Tyros. Heck yeah. Love to see this kind of thing. Just clicking Hydro Pump. Not doing all that much to Jirachi. That could be a especially defensively invested Jirachi. It's Calm Minding up, but Vaporeon is subbing up, so you have to wonder which of them is actually ahead here. Rachi simply clicking Thunderbolt. Vape is going to pass over to the Doug, and I think Doug is going to be able to eliminate the Rachi. It absolutely is. Skarm coming in, second Skarmory in a row brought from Pablo. And pivoting the Zapdos in, of course, Flygon. Flygon is here. And unless this Zapdos is HP Ice, it is in all likelihood not going to have much to deal with the Flygon. Baton passing to a Metagross. That's one of the last things that Arrow wants to try to break through right now. Definitely not worth clicking one move and then getting Meteor Mashed. And Pablo's just going to roar out the Vape, maybe worried about a sub, but good Hydro Pump click to get some chip on this Skarm. And aggressively pivoting the Vaporeon back in, forcing Pablo to deal with it yet again. Pablo has 2 spikes up on Tyros' side now, and he's able to protect Chip Heal a bit. And the Salic Berry is going to activate. Tyros is very fast, and he's able to eliminate the Skarm. Is this Vape actually faster than Arrow? No. It can't quite outspeed Aerodactyl, and it will finally go down. 2 spikes still on Tyros' side. Metagross is going to step on those, and Meteor Mash into a Flygon for huge damage. 64%, but that's threatening a 2-hit KO. Flygon actually staying in boldly, but nice pivot from Tyros to get the Zapdos in. And Baton passing to the Doug trio. The Doug is getting critically hit on a Rock Slide. A little unfortunate for Tyros, but if you can find a separate opportunity to pivot the Doug in, it might still be able to get some value. It doesn't die to these 2 spikes quite yet. The Gengar coming in on... what kind of hidden power would we expect that to be, folks? Maybe HP Bug. And Ice Punch on Jolteon. Jolteon coming in for the first time and already down to below half health. It is going to outspeed the Gengar. Flygon coming in. That's a T-Bolt. I feel like one of either Zapdos or Jolteon would be carrying HP Ice here, specifically to threaten a Mon like Flygon, and of course, your Salamences. And this is just what I was talking about. The Doug finds one opportunity to get in, doesn't quite KO Tyranitar from full health. Pablo is able to finish off the Doug and doesn't have to worry about it anymore. This T-Tar was the last Arena Trap Mon, or vulnerable Mon. And again, I think from what we've learned so far, it's probably the Jolteon carrying HP Ice. And last revealed for Tyros is Suicune. It's getting Toxic. We know nothing of this Suicune. This is representing special offense with the Jolteon, Suicune, the Vaporeon, the Zapdos, the Doug to eliminate Blissey, of course. So the Gengar is here to try to pressure the Suicune. Suicune already down to 65%, does not want to take a Thunderbolt. This Jolteon would love to heal up. And what a hidden power click from Pablo. It's a great mid-ground. If that's HP Grass, which I imagine it is, it's super effective against the Suicune, and it eliminates the Jolteon. And now a critical Fire Punch, eliminating the Metagross, and Darth Tyros just forfeits, folks. Darth Tyros in the chat, not much I can do about that nonsense. Fair enough. Pablo taking out one of the top 20 seeds in pools in round 3 and remaining undefeated. That's crazy, folks. Keep in mind, if you lose 3 sets in the 10 rounds of Swiss, you are out. So with 7 rounds remaining, Tyros can only lose 1 more round. He's got to win 6 of his next 7 to stay alive and make it to the final bracket. And what a showing from Pablo. I loved a lot of what I saw from this player. In game 1, finding a way to force a tie in a situation where I thought Tyros was likely to take it. Able to find the dragon dances necessary to win game 2. Got slightly lucky with the Hydro Pump missing, but playing to his outs, understanding what kind of a situation he would need to engineer to bring that game back. And this Gengar just clicked all the right buttons. That Hidden Power Grass mid-ground on the Suicune that ended up destroying the Jolteon, which was probably hoping to come in on a Thunderbolt. Heads up play from a player I've never heard of. But I'll be excited to follow the rest of them throughout Swiss. And what a match, everybody. A 2-0 for Pablo in 3 games. But thanks again so much for watching, everybody. Be sure to subscribe to this channel and check out mine if you want to see some more ADV Revival 2 coverage. And thanks again so much for having me. We'll see you folks again next time.